education and big things, the idea is to make life better for you, right? So as Pooja said, like the idea was mine, but it's not. It's a half truth actually. So I just pitched the idea to many people, and Pankaj said that we were to do this time, okay, and which was amazing. Like big round of applause to Pankaj because it's like it requires a lot of courage to do that, right? Yes. Interestingly, all girl students in the panel, right? Right? Big round of applause for that, right? Then I was thinking in the back of my mind, like I thought then one a nice quote came to my mind from some time back. Like one wise man said, "You educate a man, you educate a man. When you educate a woman, you educate a generation." So you're looking at a generation here. Right? Without delay, because we have got a short and we have already like squeezed it. So my first question will come to Zainab, the youngest member, like a big round of applause for grade 5. It takes a lot of courage in grade 5. If someone would have told me to come up on the stage, I would have been crying. Right? Honestly. So I've got a very easy question for you. Not so easy, but easy, right? So you have to tell me or tell us, like one thing, only one, right? That you would like to do, or only in one way you want to actually change the school education. One way, and why you want that, like that to change the school education. You can take that mic, that's what we have to do here. Yeah? And once you're over, you can pass it like for the next person, right? Yes, to the audience, please.
Good evening. This is Zainab from grade 5 from Laksh International School. Today I am here to tell about one way of education that I want to transform my school. Actually, my school is advanced in every way, but I want every school also to change that way. So that is, education should emphasize on overall development in like overall all development and focus on the life. But here today's teachers are goal of the teachers is to make students study, memorize them, and prepare for the standardized test. But that is not a correct way of education. But the correct way of education is to make students know about all things overall, like even what to do, what to not do with the ethics, practical knowledge, and improve their critical thinking and prepare for life.
Thank you. Like when we had a small, backstage discussion, and I just told them that I want one thing from you all, and that's honesty. I think big round of applause for the honesty that this little girl is showing here. Thank you so much, Zainab. We'll come back to you. You can pass the mic to Nitya. Right? Yes. Nitya, your question is, by the way, Nitya is from Foundation Global School, right? And you are in grade 10. Fountainhead Global School, and in grade 10. And interestingly, Nitya likes Joshua Hong. How many of you here know who is Joshua Hong? Right, Joshua? Not you, because you belong to this generation, right? This is what the educators must do. You should know what are the favorite or inspiration of these people. Yes, Joshua Hong. Yeah? He's a K-pop singer, right? K-pop is a big thing now, like for the new generation. But interestingly, along with Joshua Hong, one of our inspiration is Marie Curie, right? Which is again, that's what our new generation is like. So your question to you have to answer to the whole audience like this one. Like how much technology intervention you expect in education in near future? Or rather, to put it in a very easy format, what is your idea about a future school in next 10 years maybe?
First off, good evening everyone for having me here. I'm very glad to be in front of so many great educators. And about the question, in the next 10 years, I surely would be expecting a lot of interventions. But one thing I'm proud to say is that my school, Fountainhead Global School, has already implemented most of those technological interventions before time. It was one of the India's first schools that implemented such high tech from the starting itself, so that students are able to access it easily and make their education easier. So for the next 10 years, I expect all the other schools also to be very high tech with high tech classrooms and all. But then when it comes to later on, I feel like we'll go back to the traditional ways of teaching.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So, do you believe that in next 10 years maybe there will be like timetables and syllabus like what we have, and even the examinations that we are having of 80 marks that you'll be giving examination in next few months? Yes.
Not sure about that.
What's your idea? What do you?
Well, right now everybody, before like a few years ago, exams were everything. They thought exams are the way that we understand how a person is doing. But now everybody understood gradually that exams are not the way that you track a student's progress. It's with communicating with them. So that communication is important. So due to that realization, I feel like in the next 10 years, that communication will get stronger and the teachers will be using technology to communicate with the students even better.
Nice, nice. Do you think there will be teachers after 10 years? Or like students will take care of the learning?
Well, we can't predict the future, so I'm not.
That's a very good answer. That's the right answer. We can't say what is going to happen after 5, and that's
Just
a very good
opinions.
answer.
We
You
just
can
take
give your
opinions.
opinion, right?
Yes.
Good, thank you. You can pass the mic to Ananya. Yes, Ananya is from Jain Heritage School, am I right? Yes, from grade 9. And she actually likes J.K. Rowling and Malala, right? And so your question is, it's a question that everyone has, like, and that's kind of general problem for us. How can we inspire more students like you to become educators, like who is sitting in front of you?
Firstly, good evening to everyone present here, and thank you a lot for having me here. I'm very privileged, and I've heard a lot of insightful thoughts. It's been here for some time now. Back to the question. You see, our generation, that is the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, we are really into stuff that, makes us strive harder, makes us curious. We want to keep thinking. So I think if education is more of the problem solving, critical thinking, more realistic than just sitting. Even when we do projects, if we can solve it by ourselves instead of the teacher, telling us what to do, I feel like that will also inspire us. And the base, if our teachers are good and we love our teachers, I feel like they are the biggest inspirations in our life, after our parents, of course. I think that if you show students the benefits of education and how it can help them achieve their dreams, they get even more inspired to take up education.
Can you give one example what kind of benefit that you're going to show to your friends? Because these are your friends, right, we are talking about, including yourself.
Yeah. So, for example, I want to become a doctor in the future. I do. Education, of course. You need to study. You need not only studies, you need co-curricular activities, everything to succeed. You need a lot of skills. So I feel that if you don't have education, not feeling left out, but you get this feeling like if you are educated, you want to become a doctor, you can become a doctor. Like it can help you achieve whatever you want. It can give you, it's like a vast ocean. And I don't think anyone has explored it fully till now.
So, I can ask you a very objective question. Like, what do you think, and any one of you can answer that, like, how many of your friends actually want to become a teacher? Be very honest. That's the rule. You know that.
Okay, if I am being honest, in my class, nobody wants to become a teacher.
That's an honest answer. Anyone here? Do you know anyone in your class, your friend, who actually want to become a teacher? So what's wrong in it? I'll just take 2 more minutes. You can actually, anyone can answer. What's wrong?
Inspiration.
Why? Is it like the teachers don't know who is a K-pop singer? That's the reason? No? So what's the reason? Yeah. Yes.
When we were kids, like first grade, second grade, third grade, if you ask us, we have mixed answers. There's like, I want to become a teacher, I want to become a doctor, astronaut, everything. But then the school, as we grow up, it pressurizes so much that we as ourselves don't want to experience that pressure.
You don't want to do the same torture to
Yes.
other junior
Yes.
kids. Are you listening? Are you listening? Please pass it on. To your school when you go back. Maybe day after tomorrow. Right. Thank you. Yeah. So it's like you don't want to get anyone else. Like you have got any other opinion here? Yeah.
So basically, we've formed this image in our head that teachers are only people who teach you, tell you study, get good marks, they're strict, they're hard on you. I feel that all the generations can get inspired to become teachers, and not only teachers, educators include authors, motivators, many other opportunities. I feel that all that you need is one hard stroke of inspiration. That can come through your parents, that can come
That's a
through
good
one
point.
teacher.
That's a good point. And as some of you had, like I know you have written to me before that some of you have Dr. APJ Kalam as inspiration, right? He was also a teacher. Do you know that? Right? So you wanted inspiration. There is already an inspiration here. So, anyways, like yes. Anyone else? Like I'll go to the next question after you. Anyone else find out? Like according to you, is there any other reason which we need to work on so that your generation can get inspired to become a teacher? So you must be having some cool teachers in your school, right? Right? You don't have to name them, but cool teacher, right? So you want to become a teacher like that, right? Right, I know. So any other reason any other reason that you think that, because like this is very important for the principal sitting here, right? Because they want to know that is there any kind of quality that you are looking for which actually can make your friends or even you a teacher?
Once again, please.
Is there anything that you can get inspired from your teacher to look at the teacher and say, okay, I'm going to become like that? So what you are looking at, what you're searching, because you are always like looking at a doctor, want to become a doctor, X, Y, Z, but why not a teacher? What is missing?
No, I don't want to become a passion like that, but I want to build a life for others.
Right.
Like my class teacher, she is also the coolest teacher and she solves every problem. And she not only teaches us, she also gives examples. She appreciates, she supports us for everything, and I want to become like her.
Fantastic. And a big round of applause for Zaina Begin. Next question, pass it to Arunima, please. Right, Arunima. Arunima is again from Chain Heritage, and she loves street food. Street food is good in Hyderabad. Sure. And I need to explore. Next time I'm going to ask you where to go. And so your question is like, how you want students to contribute in different areas in this fast changing world. Why I asked you this question? Because like unlike us, that in a long term, maybe in another next 20, 25, 30 years, you will be changing so many jobs, like more than even 5, 6 jobs. I'm not talking about, and even like you're not only changing jobs, you maybe end up changing professions, because it's a very fast changing world. So how are you want students to contribute to this society, to this world, in this fast changing world?
Good afternoon everyone, I'm Arunima from from grade 10, Jain Heritage Campus School. I'm really glad to be here as one of the panelists. So the question, my answer would be that everybody, all students have their own interests and passions, but there are few qualities that each student would have, universal qualities, so that they can contribute to the world. One of them would be versatility and adaptability. So students should know what's happening around them, and they should have the ability to correlate the real life problems to what they're learning in school, and in this way they can contribute to the world and have a huge impact on all the real life existing problems. And another thing is that so during the COVID times, due to online classes, we had interacted with teachers, students, and many of us found out many stuff about the COVID-19 pandemic. So we had shared this with our families, neighbors, friend groups, through which we had passed on information, and we might have saved lives because wearing a mask, the shields, everything, there were many protection rules we had followed. So in this way, in our own little way, in our own comfort zone, in the online form, we had contributed to saving our dear beloved one. So even students, they don't have to go out, plant trees. Like we should plant trees, but not everybody can take out the time to plant trees, help the poor, contribute money. But in our own interest, fields, passions, we can contribute in some or the other way. So in my view, you don't have to go out to contribute everything, but each student can pass on information and share knowledge with our family and friends so that we can contribute to all different disciplines in the world.
That's interesting. Like you were saying that at least like the right information to be shared. Like that's what you're saying.
Yes,
like
sir.
not to spread like wrong information, which is very much evident these days, right?
Communication is a vital role that plays in the world.
Right communication, right? That's what it's a very like good point actually. So she's going in a different and I'll just take the key from you and pass it to Hania. Hania, like as she said, like there are always like wrong information passing, and that's we should be basically taking care first. And that is creating a lot of mental and physical disturbances among us. Like, so how do you think that in this tremendously high demanding world, how to take care about this mental and physical well-being? Please understand that we all, especially the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, right, these two generations are spreading a lot of hatred in the social network. So how do you actually assure this mental and physical, even physical well-being is assured in this highly demanding and I would say distorted world? Yes.
So first of all, myself Hania Fazil from 10th standard. So I'm truly humbled to be among such great experts, thoughtful leaders among this world. So yeah, I want to share some thoughts regarding how can we take care of physical and mental well-being in this high demanding world. On today's fast-paced, high demanding world, taking care of ourselves, of mental and physical well-being is at most importance, right? So I want to share some thoughts like prioritize self-care. Self-care helps us to recognize our minds and refresh our spirits. Like limit screen time, like it's happening most in this youth. So yeah. So technology has very numerous benefits, but it also has some side effects. Like be mindful of the time when you are spending on the screens. You have to take the regular breaks and you have to protect your eye and mental well-being. And one more, seek help and support, which I want to share personally. So it's okay to ask help when you are stressed out or overwhelmed. Talking to trusty adults, counselors, and seek professional helpers can provide a valuable guidance, and they can give us a correct information. We can follow the correct path because they have experienced it, And one more I want to say, stay active. So physical activity is not only essential for the physical health, that it impacts significantly on the mental health. Engaging in exercises or any kind of sports or any form of activity can boost our minds and improve all the energy levels. So let us remember that physical and mental well-being is the foundation for fulfilling and successful life. So let us support each other, taking care of ourselves, fostering a healthy and supportive school community. And we can create a happier, healthier, and fulfilling life for ourselves and those around us.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. But I want anyone can answer this actually. So like some of the areas that you mentioned is absolutely right. So even you can answer. Anyone can take up this. From her. We are seeing lot of hatred in social media. So imagine a situation where in future an AI is taking information from the social media. So they will have a tremendously bad viewpoint about the human species, because they will see like, okay, this is the actually what the human species is like, because they're going to take data from all the social network, right? So what is, because this recording is going there, and I'm sure that all the educators will show this recording to your students. I'll be the first person to do that. So please tell the other students, you're representing the whole student fraternity here, right? So anyone can say that. What is your message in spreading this kind of hatred in all social media, which we can see? If you are disagreeing with someone, the generation is commenting so bad that it's actually unacceptable. So what is your message to the whole generation here?
So first of all, like in these generations, people are very using the social media they are not using from the correct age. So maybe upcoming generations be like, they will be faster than us. So I want to say that it is had the correct age to be involved in social media from the age of 18. I request you to, like the upcoming generations which will come, we have to say to them that social media you can use from the age of 18. In social media we can see there are good effects, bad effects. Like some people in a bad post they can comment something, then any case will solve on that. So it may be give a good effect or a bad effect. Good effects like we can follow the educators and we will be motivated by them. So it depends on you that how you maintain.
Right, agree. But do you agree, like others like Nitya, Nima, do you agree that social media should be only allowed after 18?